can work 14-hour shifts every day for the rest of my life. Said no one ever, literally. Just me. It's Jose, your owner-operator from Big T's. And let me talk about the last week because it was a doozy. One of my best employees, who's a cook, decided to go on a vacation. Again, there's nothing bad with that. It's totally fine. Like, I understand. If vacations are normal, it was more than a week, which is fine. She gave me time. I'm not really complaining. That's not the point. So, for whatever reason, that week was extremely busy. And I just think fate or life does that on purpose. But, I mean, we're always busy here at Big T's. It's always another day. It's always another pizza. Like I say, another day, another pizza. Anyway, she took the week off, and that meant that I had to work a little bit harder. Not that I'm complaining. I love working. And I actually mean that. I love making pizzas. You know, they say that if you love what you do at work, then you'll never work a day at your life. That's some baloney because I be working a lot, but I love it. So it's like, I wonder if that saying's true or not. Anyway, throughout the week, it's just normal. Running at both stores. Monday, both stores. Tuesday, just one store. Wednesday, just one store. Thursday, that's where it all started. That's where all the magic happened. Usually our busiest days are always Fridays and Saturdays, but Thursdays and Sundays are like top two, if that makes sense. So we have Friday, Saturday, we have Sunday and Thursday. All right, I'm still cooked. Thursday, I went to my first store. It was extremely busy in the morning at Whittier. Like, honestly, I remember I had a 40 pizza order because there's a cemetery across the street, and this already happened like twice, maybe 3 times, where their power goes out. So all the employees can't warm up their lunches because the microwaves don't work. And so they order pizza. I'm not complaining. I love this. That's more money, more pizzas. Another day, another pizza. And I say that because it's another day is another dollar. For me, another pizza is another dollar. All right. Okay, so it was busy, right? And then they order 40 larges. And he's like, how long can you have them ready? Oh, I was like, I'm here by myself, 35 minutes. I got this, Speedy Gonzalez. That was cap. It took me like 45. And then another customer from the same place, the cemetery, orders 3 body slammers. I'm like, oh, Lord, how am I going to do this? I gave him 45 to an hour. It probably took an hour, hour 15, if I'm honest. And if you guys at Rose Hills are ever watching this, I'm terribly sorry. I tried my best, but I was literally by myself. I probably had to tell like 5 customers about the wait time. That's like 45 minutes. And all of them said, nah. And I get it. Who's going to wait 45 minutes for an order? Literally every customer at Rialto. All right. So busy as heck, I run to the other store. Because remember, the really good cook is in there. So I got to be the one that covers for her. Because we're not going to hire someone just because someone took a week off. Right? Go to the store. I get here. I'm like, all right, I bring my Celsius. I was all like, all right, this is going to be a regular Thursday, right? I get here, the wait time at Rialto was an hour. I was like, oh Lord, what the heck? All right, let's get this, And it was hectic over here. I was like, shoot, everyone was running around. And I was like, all right, let's do this, let's do that. And they're like, one of the other cooks is like, oh, I'm gonna start doing the cheese. And I'm like, how much cheese do we got? He's like, we have like 7. I was gonna say 6, 7. He was like 7 boxes, and I was like, I made the decision. It was 4:34. It was like 4, and I was like, you know what? It's extremely busy. We still gotta do the dough. We still gotta open stuff. We still gotta do this. You know what? Don't worry about the cheese. Literally, just start on the dough because that will take about 3 hours. If it's 4, it'll be 7 by the time you're done. It wasn't 4. It was a little bit later. Did the dough. I told him I'll do the cheese tomorrow. I'll come in early because I'm not gonna work at Whittier tomorrow because the girl wasn't here. I had already put people at the other store. So busy day. We finished. A piece of cake, And then I come to Rialto. I wake up at like 7:20, and I get to the store like 7:45. Now we do the cheese. We do the. I do the cheese. My dad gets here. Big T's himself gets here, and then he helps me start doing the sauces. And then there's an order for 20 body slammers at 11, so we start doing that. Right? Extremely busy day. Honestly, I was gonna leave early because I was gonna use the excuse that I was gonna go to the other store, but that was BS because I already had enough people at the other store. I was gonna go to play pickleball because I've been playing pickleball for like 2 months now and I love it. You know, so I was like, I'm gonna go to play pickleball. I'm gonna have a Friday off. You know, thinking, I was so egotistical thinking about myself. I was like, all right, cool. Let's go play pickleball after this. They were like, oh, we'll start at 6 to 9. I was like, all right, cool. I'll leave at 5:30. I was gonna leave a little earlier. And remember that 20 body summer order that we had earlier that I mentioned about at 11? Yeah, they had ordered again for 7. So it was extremely busy all day, right? I was like, oh shoot, I'm not gonna leave. Honestly, like priorities are my business. Technically it's my dad's, but the business is my priority. Big T's is a priority. So I go and I stayed all day. I probably didn't leave till like 8:45 when it finally got slow enough. We close at 9. We just had the cleaning to do, but we have a cleaning person for that. So I was like, yeah, I'm tired. Gotta go home. So I left, Saturday. I had a 40 large pizza order delivered at 10 in the morning in Whittier. I live an hour away from Whittier. Usually there's no traffic on Saturday, so 40 pizzas plus a delivery time, about an hour. It took me a little bit longer because it was really early, still half asleep. So I might have driven a little bit fast, but cool. I did the 40 pizzas. Extremely busy day. One of the girls there is late by an hour. I'm like, bruh, there by myself is busy. It's okay. I got this, I really do. I got that young mentality in me. I'm in my prime right now. I make myself laugh. So, busy as heck, right? Okay, cool. The girl who got there an hour late gets there, and then the 2 other people get there. I told the girl, you know what? Only because I really need to go to the store. I'm not getting you in trouble, but I need you to work on this or else there will be issues. If you're ever watching this, sorry. But yeah, finish over there. I think it was like 2, go to the other store, right? An hour drive, get back to Rialto. It's busy as heck again. I'm like, holy Lord. All right, cool. Let's get this done, My feet were hurting and my ankles were hurting. I was like, oh my God, I need another Celsius, I love Celsius. Like, I feel like out of all the energy drinks, Celsius is the best one for me. It doesn't make me itchy. It gives me that energy, and I don't drink them all at once. Like, I sip it throughout the day. Unless if I'm really tired, I sip it. I'll chug it, but I'll do like 3 little sips here and there. So yeah, I drank my Celsius 8:45 again. I probably left. If you want to count the drive, because I left my house at 7:30, I didn't get back home till 9. If you want to count the drive, that's 7, 12, 13 and a half hours. The day before, 7:45 to 8:45, another 13 hours, right? Sunday, because I had to move people around because the girl didn't come to Rialto that week, I had to move people around over there. And Sunday, I was going to be the opener, closer, plus I had 2 other employees that day, but their support, they're not main employees that could handle everything. Long story short, it was pretty dead in the morning. I was working on stuff for my my content that I've been creating and talking about. I was building on the schedule. Basically all that stuff in the morning. It was pretty dead. I had to prepare. I stocked up a little bit. It was busy on Saturday there too, but they did most of the part. Again, Big T's has good employees, if I'm honest. There's always bad times, but I think they're all good employees, if I'm honest. I'm blessed. Honestly, I mean that with a serious, I'm serious. I think Big T's is blessed to have the employees we have because they're truly amazing. And if you guys ever watch this, trust me, you guys are a blessing. None of this would be possible without you. But then it's 4:30 on Sunday, and then all of a sudden, 5:30, boom, this big old swamp hits. Remember, I just came from 2 13 and a half hour shifts the day before. All week for sure, I was busting my butt off. And I was like, oh Lord, my ankles were dead. I literally got in the car. I don't remember getting home. It was a 45-minute drive. Thankfully, there was no traffic. I got home, and I was like, whoo. I literally jumped on the bed. I probably took my dog out to go walk. I think I did. Next thing you know, it was 8:20 in the next day. So I probably got home around 10. But yeah, sorry for the long rant. The point of this diary is to show you that sometimes you gotta put in the hours, and sometimes you get to go play pickleball. So I didn't get to go play pickleball, but I got to work a lot of hours. Hey, and at least we saved some money because she had no PTO already. She had already gotten her PTO before, so I was like, hey, at least we got a little bit more money, which I gave everybody else a small bonus because again it was extra busy. Not that I'm complaining, but hey, it all worked out, right?